On this episode, he's sharp with the pen. From the BX, writer-director Larry Legend stops by. Let's go. Now, who am I sitting next to?
The one and only Larry Legend Spivey, man. You know,
Okay,
writer,
okay. I know that. They don't know that.
Writer, director, producer.
Okay.
All around great guy.
So you what I would call a pure writer. I know that's how you kind of got into your first love is writing.
Right. Well, it started off like I was a rapper.
A rapper? See, I didn't know that. What was your MC name?
LDS the Heavyweight.
LDS the Heavyweight. All right.
And I was in a group called Team Blackout.
Okay.
The original Team Blackout was me. It started out with me and two girls who were phenomenal. Then one of the girls, she dropped out, and then me and my homegirl, her name was Phoenix. She was just like
a beast.
She was a beast. Like it was just like I used to sit there and be like, all right, let me do my verse over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it started out, like, my thing was I grew up loving music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always, like I said, I've always been a writer. I always wrote rhymes and all that stuff and stories. And then it was just like, we had an album. Everything was good independently. We were doing good shows and everything.
Oh,
and
nice.
to a point, like, I was rocking until I was, like, in my 30s. And it was just like, I'm not Jay-Z. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to find a different route. Like I don't want to be rapping. Back then, like now it's cool, but back then you looking at like back then I don't want to be rapping at 40. You understand what I'm saying? So it was just like I needed another leg. But I've always been a creative writer. Like even when I was in school, my teacher was like, yo,
that your pen game tight, son.
Yeah, like she was like, yo, what are you doing? Like they said I was either gonna be a writer or a lawyer. I wasn't gonna be a lawyer. That's too many books. You know what I'm saying? too much years of school. So
no doubt.
I just I said, all right, let me try this. Let me try to write my first script. I used to just write scripts. I had this part-time job. I used to just be writing scripts, and I let some people read it. It was like, this is good. I mean, it was trash. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
by your standards now, but then
you know what I'm saying? But people was like, yo, this is good. I was writing about stuff that I knew, like hood stories or whatever. And it was just like, all right, cool. I need to kind of elevate this. Let me go to school. Let me take some classes. So I went to the Gotham School of Writing.
Okay, I heard that.
My teacher was always like, the goal was everybody had to have a finished script
at the end of the course.
By the end of the course. And by the end of the script, my teacher was like, yeah, I want to produce this.
What?
I was just like, because he had a little independent production company. I mean, it never came to fruition.
But
he was.
But the fact that he liked it enough.
He was like, yo, this is crazy. So I was like, I thought about it, and then I ran into some people, and I produced it myself. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
What was the name of it?
It was I Breathe This. Like it's still online right now. I can't watch it.
Of course,
I can't.
I understand
it, you know what I'm saying? But people still ask me about it to this day, like, yo, what's up with I Breathe This too, or this, that, and the third. And it was just like,
what was it about?
Cool. It was basically like I split myself up into three people. So it was like, but everybody was exaggerated. So it was like a book smart kid that knew how to rhyme. His friend who was a street dude, he knew how to rhyme, but he wasn't as good. And it was a kid, like a ladies' man who ended up going to college. So what happened was they ended up getting into a fight or something, and the street dude sliced the kid's face.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? And
some Bronx shit. I know you're from the Bronx.
Yeah, right. Some Bronx shit. He sliced the kid's face, and the kid ended up the smart kid who, not the college kid, the smart kid who really knew how to rap, ended up taking the rap form. Like he ended up getting blamed and going to jail for him. And then the funny thing is,
it's kind of like not to say it's Jay and but it's kind of reminiscent of even Big and D. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Something like that. Yeah. So he ended up going to jail for him, and the street dude ends up getting the opportunity to have a record deal just based off his image. So what happens is he goes to the kid in jail and said, look, just write my rhymes for me. Write my rhymes for me, and when you come
when
out,
I get on,
I'll take care of you.
Right.
But, dude gets out, he's power tripping, but the dude, he's like, I'm giving you all this money or whatever,
right.
but the kid is like, I want to rap. Like,
right.
This is,
that's my dream.
Like, you living my life right now. So
right.
it gets crazy.
Ooh.
It still
How long was the film?
It was like, well, it was a film, but we turned it into a web series.
Okay.
So we did
12
episodes.
Really? I'm going to have to check that out on YouTube. I'm going to have to check that out.
We did it in black and white because we ain't know nothing about no color correction back then.
Right. I mean, it's what it is. It's called growth.
Right. It's real grassroots. You know what I'm saying? And when I did it, I was proud of it. You know what I'm saying? And then it was received well amongst, not filmmaking peers because I didn't.
How long ago did it come out?
This was like maybe.
So it was pre money
pre-money
violence.
Like we didn't have no money. It was
pre-money and violence.
Pre-money and violence. We didn't have no money. We were just like, yo.
But it was some hood stuff.
Yeah, so it was just like, all right, cool, and it resonated. It wasn't even really just hood stuff because it resonated well with everybody. Like they loved the story. Like it was crazy. Like my moms don't really listen to rap like that.
Right.
She was like, I love this, yo. And she was calling me
not just because you her baby.
Nah, she was like if she was my baby, she was like, it's good, baby. Like she was calling me like with distinctive characters' names. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, I hate that black motherfucker. Like stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, all right, you really watch it. So she like, when's the next episode coming out? But it was just like I said, that was like peers, like before I even got into the film industry. And then a friend of mine was like, yo, let me introduce you to my friend. I want him to see this. I think it's good.
Right.
He had some stuff out.
Right.
And he was like big somewhere. Like it wasn't America. Like, he was doing his thing. And he looked at it. And yo, he gave me a reality check. He said,
really?
He said, yo, I wouldn't pay $5 to see this.
Damn.
And I was just like,
shit on you like that,
right? And I was just like, fuck this motherfucker. But then I was kind of like, I realized that this is the game we in. It's just like, you show and prove.
Right. Yeah, and you keep it moving.
And keep it moving. And I always think back to that. And that's how I ended up to grow. You know what I'm saying? Now, everything that I did, everything that I do, I always wanted to be better than the last thing I did.
Right. And that's ultimately what it's about. It's about growing, being better.
You know what I'm saying?
And, you don't want to be the same place you was 5 years ago than you are now. That's not living.
It's learning. It's learning. Right. So it's
life is learning.
Everything that I was doing, I was learning. I three films after that. You know what I'm saying? I did 3 films. Each one was getting better and better until I finally hit with the Crime City Diaries.
Right. And I love the Crime City
Diaries. The people, I was like, all right, now my peers, like my film
peers. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? It's like because we look at it from a different lens.
Right. And then it was just like, then it was garnishing interest, like, not no CBS or nothing like that, but people was like,
they could see it somewhere.
What can I say? Like, websites were acting like channels, and they was interested.
And everybody wanted to acquire it.
Yeah.
But I mean, what attracted me to it was the writing.
Right.
To get back to the writing was like, I like how it was layered. It wasn't taking a cheap, some things give you a cheap plug or cheap, just to get that laugh or whatever. And it was like, no, this is layered. It's a slow burn. I have to kind of stay in it to get the payoff.
Right. And that's my thing. Like, I like that. Like, I need a build up. You know what I'm saying? And then every episode was like a cliffhanger. And that's how it should be.
Right. And because that is the TV standard.
Right.
And like, whether you're doing it for $5 or $5 million, we want to still follow the formula of what it's supposed to be.
We want to grow with the character.
Right.
So now, like, no disrespect to the people that's doing it now. Like, I love Money and Violence, you know what I'm saying? But I see people, I love Money and Violence and I love Respect Life. I don't know if you ever seen those.
Yeah, I seen both of those.
Series.
Brooklyn.
And I eat Brooklyn all day, and I respect them because they just was like, we're going to do this from the bottom. But now, everybody's coming out with one right now, and it's just like microwave, and it's just like, I think if Money and Violence had not taking away from anything from what they doing, they had, like, real concise writing.
Right. I haven't seen the new series, the new season on Tidal yet. I haven't seen that.
That was season 2. I mean, it was good. It was good, but I feel like if they had like writers on it, it would have been.
I mean, writing is the goal. People, And as independent filmmakers, we know sometimes filmmakers, we write stuff and we want to shoot it. We don't really want to develop it as much as it and make it the best that it could be. Right. Because that's television. Television, they develop stuff forever. Mm-hmm. Filmmakers, we write something and we want to shoot it tomorrow. So we definitely is about honing that script and getting it where it should be.
And I think that's why I've been doing a lot of lately TV stuff, because I like to develop my characters and the story, and everything has to make sense. Like I can't, it bothers me when I see somebody that's on their sixth film and it's just where's the growth? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not and that's the thing too. It's hard for us. It's hard for us to be critical of other people's work without us seeming like we're hating.
Right. I mean, to me, what they say, the best way to criticize a film is to make one. Right. So that's my thing. That's what I typically do.
No, but what I mean is
right. No, not that you can't critique it, but it's kind of there's critiques in there because it's critiques in everything. I can critique. We can critique everybody's work because there's something, because it's all subjective. It's kind of like your vision is still your vision. It's kind of like me being an assistant director for years, right? And I'm working for a director, but I'm also a director, right? So I'm not, but that's not my vision. So it doesn't matter how I would do it, right? I'm here to help you bring your vision to life. So there's that thin line that we have to kind of tote where we want to criticize and say, oh, this will be better, but we want to be careful of not. Trying to step on somebody else's vision,
right? And that's what I mean. Not step on their vision. Understand whatever we critique is just that. It's a critique. I'm not saying that yo, you need to hang it up.
Yeah, your shit whack.
Yeah, I'm never gonna do that because I want to see you win. Right. You know what I'm saying? My critique is, I feel like this, and there's some people that's receptive to it, and there's some people that's just oh, he's hating, who the fuck is he type shit. And it's never malicious. I want everybody to win. Right. We gotta all win. We all in the same boat. We all black. This, that, and the third.
We all creatives.
We all creatives. It's just we gotta lift each other up.
Right. It's about iron sharpening iron.
Yeah. When we lift each other up, we have to be totally honest with each other.
Yeah. And there's a line, because we know as creatives, we know we're all sensitive about our shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's that line that we kind of have to tote with being able to critique and help somebody grow, or at least critiquing in a way where we can give them a suggestion and not, oh, that was whack, I didn't like it.
Never.
Also, I like this, I like that character, but I think his storyline, so taking it a step further and helping them develop and not just saying, I don't like it, I didn't really like how it was shot. But not being able to articulate why. What didn't you like? I didn't like all the handheld. Or, just because some people don't know how to articulate. And some people, that's not their mission to critique somebody and give you a jewel. Right. Yeah, everybody's not like you trying to drop jewels in them, but everybody that critiques it aren't trying to drop jewels.
Yeah, like you said, if you just not a filmmaker, you're telling me that angle didn't make sense. And I'm like, when the last time you held the camera? Right. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, but something else you just said too. You said we sensitive about our shit. Yeah. That's cool, but we're also in the business.
Right. But everybody doesn't understand that this is a show. Show business? 90% business, 10% show.
Right. And then the thing is, I've had this year's been pretty good. Having some success of meeting certain people and getting an agent now and all this, that, and the third. And sometimes the motherfuckers say some shit to you. You be like,
right? But it's straight up honest. They looking at it from a perspective of the business.
Yeah, how I'm gonna make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
does this make sense?
And sometimes when somebody says something to you guys, you gotta realize they're not saying it because they just don't like you. They're looking at it right. You don't have to necessarily agree with them. Right. I had my show, The Guilty. I had this company Link. They was taking it out to people. Mm-hmm. And, before they took it out, they kept saying, this needs to be done. This needs to be done. I did 1,000.
Right, but that's that shit. But you work with a studio, you want to do a studio film or a TV show, you're going to get notes. Right. Some of the notes you ain't going to like. Right. But it's all a part of the big picture. You got to know how to play nice in the sand.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be like, oh, dude.
Yeah, I don't want this. My vision. This is my vision. You're going to be the filmmaker or the creative by themselves, playing with themselves and creating for themselves. So if you wanted to get to a wider audience, we have to be open to change and collaboration. Right. Collaboration is, never one person making a film.
Never. But yeah, man, like, but back to my writing, I wrote that first piece.
You continued to write?
It was all to
the races.
Like,
and so what, if you couldn't write, what would happen if you couldn't write? What is creativity to you? Why do you have to do it? What's your why?
Well, my why was just, it still is, because I have more whys. That's what I'm saying. Like, my why it's just like, if I couldn't be creative, it was, I was going crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, that was like my escape.
Right.
You know, I was working a 9 to 5 at one time, and it was just like, I hated my job. Like, it was so much to the point I was hating my job. I was pulling my laptop out at my job and was writing scripts on the job. Like, it was, that was my escape. And it was like, it was almost like my way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? This is
more to life than this.
Right. This can be, this writing can morph into something. Right.
Because it's a business that, this is a multi-billion-dollar business. It's kind of like, why can't you write for a living?
And then it became, I had my daughter, and I was like, it was like, oh, I want to be somebody that my daughter look up to. Like, she's gonna look up to me because I'm her dad, and I'm gonna be there anyway. But I want her to be like, wow, he really put blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifice into that. Like, she my daddy does this, you know. Then I got married. Then I had my son. So now everything is just like, I'm feeling for the creative, but the business side is like, this is why I wake up in the morning and do what I gotta do. Like, you know, I have to be successful.
Right, it ain't a game.
It's not a game. Like, this, because I'm never gonna be happy at a job and get my 110% and, you know, get a promotion. Like, you know, at a job, you like, look, I'm doing a job.
Right, it's a job. It's not a passion.
It's not a passion. So you go and you give them just enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not. No,
it's not a reason to wake up in the morning.
Right, I'm not staying.
It's not a long term. 10 years from now, I'm going to be doing that. You know, because I'm going to do this till I die.
Right.
You know, being creative is, you know, it's kind of like breathing.
It's embedded. It's embedded.
It's in your DNA. And at this point, you can't run from it. You can get a 9 to 5. You can do this job and get hired, get promotion, but it's still going to be calling you. It's going to be whispering in your ear, yo.
Yeah.
Remember me?
Don't get me wrong, because there's been times where I was just like fucked up, like money wise, like, damn, I need to get a job. And I do go get a job or something.
Right, but you still got that outlet.
And I'm sitting there like, I can't. Like, I can't. Like, this is what I'm called to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get my situation straight. All right, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I got to take care of this. And then it's just like I said, 2017 has been kind of good. So it's just like, it's showing me the light. Like, the light, like, now you almost there. So it's just like, you know, I just got to keep on pushing. And the main thing is just to have a good support system. And that's what family's about. Like, my wife supports me.
She hold you down
110%. Like, no, don't get it twisted. She be like, we got bills to pay, so you need to make something happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I know this is gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, she's one of the first people who reads my scripts when it's fresh off the press. You know what I'm saying? Like, read this.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? And she be like, sometimes she be like, no.
Keeping you sharp.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I love her for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So those are my whys.
Right.
Those are my whys. Like, my family and just that, you know, that
hunger.
That thing in your stomach. Your hunger. Like, you know, don't feel like hunger, but it's just like, if you don't do it, you're going to be depressed.
Right. And you're going to be in a bad place.
Right. That, you know, what we was talking about a few minutes ago. Right. Like, you can easily get depressed.
Yeah.
In this game.
In this creative game, especially now with all the noise in the world and presidency, all of this stuff going on. If you don't have an outlet, a creative outlet, you know, you can be in a bad place. Right. You know, creativity, you know, to me, it feeds the soul. You know, it definitely helps you to kind of cope. And, you know, you can't really create amongst the noise. So where do you, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast, kind of, you know, creative people I rock with, just kind of like, just talk, have coffee, talk, and just kind of be pouring into each other and just kind of be that support for creatives that we want. You know, we all want to be able to vibe off of each other and just kind of that iron sharpening iron. You know, if we're not sharpening each other, who is?
And I read something, I think it probably was on social media, but it resonated. Like it said, do something, do something creative that's going to make you money, do something creative that's just gonna keep you creative. Meaning, like if you do film, like try to find another hobby.
Right. That's why I started painting. Like 3 years ago, I started painting to keep that creative energy going amongst the business bullshit.
Yeah, and then do something that's gonna keep you. Do something you enjoy to make you healthy. Right. And that's how I started back on this fitness thing. Crazy. Like that's important.
My second we want to be around to enjoy the successes of doing film. We don't want to be all sick and fucked up.
So it keeps your mind sharp. Like I've realized when I started doing that,
it clears your mind.
Nothing bothers me. Nothing bothers me.
Right.
Like,
you mentally and physically you get stronger.
Yeah, you don't get upset as fast.
You could take out that frustration out on the dumbbells.
Because I realized that I'm like, alright, this fell through, and I would be pissed.
Right.
Back in the day when I was like out of shape and all that, like I was like, but now I'm like, alright, it's just that's just another obstacle right now.
Keep it moving.
I got enough energy to keep it pushing.
Right.
So it's just like those three things. So now, like, you got the painting. I need to find something. Maybe I'll start doing music again. Like,
I mean, that was kind of your first love, even if it's kind of, it's purely therapeutic. But I didn't know what painting was gonna do. I just started it because I always wanted to do it.
Right.
And then it became something else.
Fresh.
But if I didn't take the leap, if a friend of mine who's a brilliant artist, she didn't encourage me to say just do it, just paint how you feel. I didn't, I would have never did it. And now it kind of ultimately saved me. Right. Because I was in such a creative funk that I needed something to kind of fight myself out of it. And it kind of brought me back to life.
Super therapeutic.
Yeah.
Therapeutic. You need something that's going to distract you from...
Right. Especially now with all the noise, you need something to distract you from all the bullshit that's going on.
Right. Because like you said, all the bullshit's going on. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, every morning... I'm nervous. Like I've been doing I did a temp job. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I temp. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Every morning I get on that train, I have a mini panic attack. I can't. I'm so not the public transportation guy right now. So let that train stop in the tunnel for 60 seconds. 30 seconds, I'm breathing, but I'm playing it cool. Right. I'm listening to music. I'm but in my mind, I'm counting. I'm like, all right, this has been sitting here for a minute and a half. Because I'm nervous. And I think that's based off the noise. I worry every morning when my kids is going to school and my wife we going to school.
We want to be in control.
Right. So I'm in control with my son. Right. Because I take my son to daycare. He's in my hands. Right. You know what I'm saying? But in the morning, my wife is like, yo, nah, take him to daycare. We gonna hop on this train. And I'm just like, alright. I pray every morning, man.
Right. And then there's energy out there. Right. Everybody has a lot of different energies, and with so much going on, there are a lot of people that aren't, that are having a hard time.
Right.
So now we are pressed together, with people like that. So we gotta guard against that energy. We gotta guard our grace.
Yeah, because my wife thinks I'm kind of rough.
We gotta be rough. In these streets, it's
no, but I mean rough. I mean rough on them. If I'm with them and I see they not paying attention,
you're on the clock.
I'll tell them, yo, listen. Tell my daughter, yo, come on, stop playing. Because my daughter's a jokester. We all jokesters, and I love that.
But there's a time and a place.
Now we not playing. Listen, because we not having you're not gonna be one of these kids that's gonna get snatched up because you're gonna know better.
Some human trafficking.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Because I tell her, because she thinks I'm crazy. Because I say all the time, something happened to you, daddy is gonna go ballistic.
It's gonna be a problem.
And you've seen it because you see me. It's funny. It's not funny. Because we was driving one day, and somehow this kid, he threatened me. And he was because he was walking in the street mad slow.
Right.
And I kind of pulled up, and he's like, I wish you fucking would, and all this talking crazy to me.
And you old school, we some old school cats. So.
And I lost it on him, I'm losing it on him, and then my wife semi lost it too, because my wife is a mental case too. So we kind of semi lost it on her, and as I'm spazzing, I'm about to get out the car, I happened to see my daughter,
and she just probably
she's like, my daddy's crazy. And
right.
I was just
that's good for her to see.
Right.
She needs to see
I had to apologize, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want her to think, that's the way to resolve things. But like you said, sometimes it is good for the
Everybody needs to see that you can go there.
Right, because like when kids are like 7 years old, like they kind of like punks. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter's scared of everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like something happened at school. School called me. Now my wife is a teacher at the school. School called me and was like, "Yeah, we just want to let you know there was an incident of a student touching people's butts." And I said, "Hold up, wait a minute." I said, "So my daughter got touched?" No, we just. I said, "So why are you calling me? Like,
you trying to make me come down there?"
No, we just want to make you aware. Yo, there's my. All right, so I'll be there tomorrow. No, we gonna talk to Mrs. We talked to Mrs. Spivey. I was like, so I don't understand why you have this
Don't tell me that.
with me. So when they get home, I don't even say nothing to my wife. I ask my daughter, like, "Yo, who touched you?" No, it was a misunderstanding. And then she was like, she whispers. She does it. She whispers to my wife to make sure. No, what happened was da da da. Because she knows like I'm gonna explode. But I think all that again is a product of the noise.
Right.
Because parents are not. Some parents, there's some great parents out there, but there's some parents that's not giving their kids the proper tools. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. If you notice, like a lot of kids is going to school just wilding out.
Right. Because their parents aren't right, so it's like they can't even guide their kids because there's so much going on that they don't have
and it's clarity. Just like, how do you protect your kids from that?
Because because everybody's together. It doesn't matter that you raising your kids right because all the kids are together. So so we got to take care of our backyard in addition to our house.
So all of that kind of like it plays into it does play into your creativity because you can use that stuff to be creative. Right. But like you said, it's noise. Like you're worried. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And it's hard to create when you're worried.
And it's not even
stressed.
Yeah, it's not even that you're worried about yourself.
Right.
Some people, like you said, we had our friend Okeem up here. Like, she's genuinely spiritual, worried about the world. Like, she wants the world to love. Like, I feel that way too. But my thing is, like, I need to make sure, home base is all right. When I say home base, I mean my family. I mean my friends, like people I care about, like you, like Okeem, like, my partner Indio, everything. Like, as long as that's good, that hub is good. Right. Then I can worry about the world. Like I know it sounds a little selfish, but sometimes you gotta.
I mean, you have to take care. Yeah. You have to self-preserve yourself before you could take care of anybody else. If you fucked up, you can't help nobody.
Home. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. As long as we good, then we can take care of whatever.
Right. So I mean, so it's about staying creative, staying in a good space amongst the noise and the madness, and what do you do? What do you want to do in 2018 that, where do you see that going?
I mean, 2018, I feel is going to be a real productive year. Like, and for not just for me, just like from what I see a lot of my friends doing.
It's good energy.
Like, I see that opening, like, what I'm saying, it's the passing of the torch of, for a long time, it's just like you see the same people in different movies. Right. Like, I see a lot of my friends is stepping up right now. Like they're on TV and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what's gonna happen for us as writers and directors. Like we're gonna get a shot, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be like it's time to show and prove. Now we in the big leagues, you know what I'm saying? Like you've been in the big leagues, like maybe not in the capacity as director, but say how that goes. Like,
everybody has their time.
Right, you gotta step up.
Right, but it is about like when like in basketball, everybody has that time. It's like you want to be ready. Right. When that number is called. Right. You can be and that's what it's about. It's about being ready. And once you called in, coach, put me in. He put you in. It's time to go in.
Willie Beeman.
That's it.
Willie Beeman? Right. Willie Beeman took over the show. He became the starting quarterback.
Right. When it's time to get his shine.
Right. So I think that's gonna happen for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Because
you just gotta be ready.
There's super talents. There's super talents out there. Right. Things have been happening for a lot of people close to me.
Right. And it's a timing thing.
It's definitely a timing thing. So for me, it's just about just staying consistent, being
productive.
Yeah, like I'm planning on shooting my film Runners You know, that's what I was on the phone when I came here shooting that. I think that's going to be significant.
We were talking about runners too.
Right. And then I got some situations where I'm being vetted to write for Hollywood pilots. I'm excited about that. My agent said he's going to submit me for that. So it's about work and just staying, like you said, staying the course. Making sure my family is good.
Right.
And just making sure you're not, you know, being able to measure your growth from 2017 to 2018. That's what I've been doing lately. Like, I'm measuring my growth from year to year, and I'm pretty happy about where I'm at from last year. Like, I'm definitely not the same person from last year, and I think that's always the goal.
Yeah, I mean, it is the goal, and to be able to reflect, and move forward and grow and keep the needle moving, and that's all it's about. And sometimes we don't realize how much we're doing when we're doing it because we're in the midst of it. But as long as we moving and pushing forward, you know, and making progress, that's all that matters. We don't want to focus too much on it. We just want to keep our head down and sometimes push through it. Right,
because I'm realizing, like, losses are bad.
Losses are gonna come and go.
Right, losses is gonna help you grow.
Right,
and sometimes your losses,
you learn more.
Saved you for some bullshit.
Yeah, you learn more from your losses than you do from your wins.
Because you get comfortable when you win it. Right. When you winning all the time, you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got this. Like, I got this. Nah, bro. Right. You gotta.
Stay focused.
Stay hungry.
Stay focused. You know, and stay hungry.
Somebody get that first $1 million. You think you made it.
Right.
Not until next year, when you had 100,000, because you fucking wanted to
pop out.
Yeah, you think that's it. Nah, you gotta keep working.
You gotta stay hungry. You know, but that's the name of the game. So I think we kind of, you know, it's great coming from New York. You from the Bronx.
Right.
I'm from Brooklyn. I think that's somewhat in our DNA sometimes.
Who
just to stay
Bronx
hungry.
And Brooklyn.
You know, the Bronx and Brooklyn don't we don't rock a lot, but when we rock, we rock.
Yeah, cause
I rock with the Bronx like that.
Yo, listen. Back in the day,
it was like it wasn't happening.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was like, Brooklyn was like a myth. I was like, I'm not going to Brooklyn so I can get killed. They're gonna kill me if I go to Brooklyn. And it was just like, and then when I finally started coming to Brooklyn, I was like, I had a girlfriend out here. I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, Brooklyn's cool. You know, only time I went to the Bronx was going to Yankee Stadium.
Right.
Other than that, I was like, I ain't going to the Bronx.
Right. And
Fordham Road, that's it.
And I think every Bronx person and every Brooklyn person had that thought. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some places in Brooklyn that.
And there's some places in the Bronx that I ain't going.
Yeah, right.
And probably you ain't going either.
Right. Now, I could go. I'm good in the Bronx, but like, I went to Brownsville one day.
Brownsville, I was
like,
that's what it is. I used to play ball in Brownsville. Brownsville is, you just got to know how to finesse it.
Right.
I'm down with the Village.
They told me the term was, it was like somebody asked you for the charm, don't give it to them.
Don't stop.
Right.
Keep it.
315 and keep
that's
it
walking. Keep it moving, son.
Yeah, so,
keep it moving. You know.
But you know, Brooklyn is great. Like I love Brooklyn. Like now Brooklyn is like one of the most. It's a creative melting pot to me.
I mean, to me, it's always been a creative melting pot. I think people now are discovering it.
That's for me because I'm from the Bronx and I'm discovering.
And you think back to Spike and Nelson George, Chris Rock, Brooklyn. Brooklyn was, Brooklyn Boheme. It was like Brooklyn was always that pot, And now everybody came from a lot of other places to Brooklyn, so you find people from all over the world in Brooklyn now.
Yelling Brooklyn.
But that's what it is.
Shout to Spike because Spike. As far as filmmaking is concerned, he put Brooklyn on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like I go for early 2000s, late 90s. Everybody wanted to be Brooklyn.
I said you can't go nowhere without Brooklyn in the house.
I was like, all these fucking rappers is from Brooklyn.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's right.
Like, all right. Then we had Pun. Then we crushed it.
It's all good.
We crushed it.
Legend.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like.
It's good. I mean, we just got to keep this creative flow going. Because New York is doing really well right now. Like the rap game, a lot of rappers from New York are winning. Cardi, it's a good thing.
Right.
Remy, damn, it's just,
BX.
It's all good. Know. But I think this creative energy is a good thing for us to kind of maximize on, and it's happening to me. It's happening in rap. We need to kind of tailor that and make it happen in film, in the film game. Get popping back again.
Yeah, I think we just gotta kind of like all like I've been preaching this, because we have this
right. We, but it's still, we still. I think one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because I think this is the beginning of that. Right. Us more collabing, supporting each other, rocking with each other more, and just kind of, doing that collaboration thing a lot more, make it more, organic and just like is a natural thing that happens.
Right, and still keep it competitive.
Right.
Like, I think in this society we've made being competitive a bad thing.
Right. I mean, that's something that society has done, and it's kind of like we to me, in my opinion, we ain't turning that tide. We ain't changing that. That's just what it is. But I think, I think it doesn't really have to be competitive to me. That's just my thing, because I ain't competing with nobody but myself.
Now, that statement, I hear that all the time. Right. But that's not true. You know what I'm saying?
I think
it is. You know why it's not true? Because
right.
It's just like, look, competition is not bad. Like, that's not bad. Because if me and you, if we go for the same writing job, we're competing.
But I'm not competing with you.
No, yes we are.
In whose eyes? In whose eyes? In their eyes.
But we're both fighting for the same job.
Yeah, we are. But I guess my philosophy
is friendly competition.
But that's in my philosophy is what's for you is for you.
Right.
I'm trying to get better as a filmmaker, as a writer, as a painter, whatever. And it's like I'm not. You're
right.
That's just my perspective.
So my perspective is I don't want people to look at being competitive as a negative thing, unless you're being competitive to maliciously destroy somebody.
But what if somebody don't see it as being competitive? Because I don't see it as being competitive.
Well, I don't know because
everybody got a different lane. It's like to me, nobody. A lot of people can't do what I do, and I'm not just talking about writing or directing. I'm talking about the AD game. I'm just like So everybody got their own lane. So
but what I'm saying to you, Boogie, like you're not the only AD. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And somebody just may be as good as you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'll stay in my lane. It doesn't matter if they're as good as me.
No. But what I'm saying is, so like, boom. I look at it like basketball. You know what I'm saying? You're all competing for that chip. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's friends in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? If me and you's playing for a different team, if I'm playing for the Nuggets and if I'm playing for Golden State and you playing for the Cavs, we're gonna be competitive because we want that chip.
Right.
But that doesn't change the relationship, and that doesn't change the fact that you're a phenomenal ball player. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna congratulate you if you win or whatever.
Right.
Like I'm congratulating because I want to see you win, and then we're just gonna continue to be better. Of course, we're gonna collab on some things, and then we become a team. But when we enter film festivals, we're competing.
Yeah, I guess I don't like the analogy of sports and filmmaking because sports teams is a inherently competitive thing in sports.
Right.
And so I guess I don't see it this because I guess for me I've AD'd for directors.
Right.
And I'm a director.
Right.
So I can't look at it as
competition. You're not competing. You're not competing in them. Why? Because you're on their team.
Right, but that's
right. You're on their team. But what I'm saying is, we're all going for the same goal, and we all want to see each other win. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going for like I said, I used the analogy earlier. If I'm going for a writing job and you're going for a writing job, yo, Boogie, good luck, man. Like whatever. I don't hate you. You know what I'm saying? If I compete with you, you're still my friend, right? You're still. Are you still my friend?
I guess there's a difference of opinion because I guess I don't like the word competition because that to me that kind of puts it. That takes the power out of my hand. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's kind of like it's kind of like the competition. That you got it. That means you're better than me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of that thing. It's kind of like so what the competition aspect. What determines what's best? It's kind of like actors. A good analogy is actors. Sometimes actors, as we know from directors and casting people, sometimes the best actor for the role didn't get it.
That goes back to what you're saying though. Like
what's for you is you.
But you know what? How I look at that with the competition thing. The competition thing is, I can go up against somebody who's just as good as me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or that person could be slightly greater than me. But if I wanted more, I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't get it, that's only gonna make me go and hone my craft, go even harder.
So is that competition against them or competition of yourself because you're
a little bit of
getting
a little bit
better?
of both, a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get to a place where, you know, where we're all of course we're all making money. Like I don't want to see nobody messed up. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure we're all on a level, an even playing field. Yo, Boogie got this in his account. He good. Like if he don't get this, he's good. But I want to be able, me and you friendly talk shit. Yo, you know I got that, right? You know I got that.
I guess that's a personality thing.
It's friendly. It's friendly. Not arrogant. Nothing like that. Cause I came up, like I said, I came up in hip hop too. So
that's in the DNA of hip hop.
Really,
the competition aspect.
They all competed to each other, and they was friends. Like if you listen to how some of them talk, when they were on the same track, they was like, nah, I gotta change my verse, or nah, he killed me on that. This, that,
but that I think competition is just like sports is in the DNA of that. In my opinion, is this film isn't in the competition isn't in the DNA.
Why? Because we artists.
I mean, not necessarily because hip hop people are artists.
I mean, yeah, but
because everybody's motivation is a little different. If you know what I'm saying, I think everybody's motivation is different. So everybody's perspective on why they do it and overall on what they see in terms of it and how they view it is different. So for me, I don't view competition is really a word that I've never really used with regard to it. Because my perspective is a little different.
Like, cause my goal is not I don't go into to crush the competition. No, but if I'm going up for the same, like if two actors are going up for the same role and they're friends, they gotta realize they're competing with each other.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I guess it's a focus thing. I guess it's what you focus on versus what you don't focus on.
Right, because everything we do is almost like competition. Like on a job, if you got a regular job and you're going for a promotion, this, that, and the third. If my friend gets the promotion, I'm going to congratulate them. Am I going to be a little disappointed inside? Of course, but that disappointment is not going to flow over into my friend's success.
Right.
So, like, if I'm going for the same, writer's job as you and you happen to get it, I may feel like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I wanted that.
I wanted that, but Boogie deserved that shit. And you'll never know, like, I'm disappointed with you because I'm celebrating with you. You understand what I'm saying? But the competitive, because that's how we grew up. I mean, I think we grew up as kids. Like, we grew up competing with each other.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I played college basketball. And that's, to me, once I went into school and I played ball and then I got into film, I went a different direction.
Right.
But to me, they're so different. For me, they were so totally different. One was pure competition, pure Brooklyn swag and handle,
right,
and the other one was a little different.
This is it
just was a little different.
It's not
for me.
It's not pure. It's not pure. Like I said, I don't go into a film like I want to crush the competition.
That's why I say the competition is me, because sometimes I'm working on a script like this, and we challenging ourselves. So I'm trying to one up myself. I've never thought about one up in somebody else.
No.
Just in terms of competition.
You don't create the one up nobody. No, you don't.
But that's, to me, that's. I don't. I guess that's why I don't use competition, because I've never, anything that I'm doing, I've never thought in the perspective of comparing it with somebody else is doing or having to.
So I don't know how you you might be right, because some people might view it different, but. A film festival, right? Mm-hmm. A director writer wants his film
in Sundance
in Sundance, but he wants to come out on top.
Right.
He wants his joint to be the best.
Right.
Is that not a form of competition?
Yeah, it is, but that doesn't mean I have to think of it as.
But because you don't think about it as competing doesn't mean it's not competition.
I mean, you're competing because you want to win, but it's like.
I think, and that was the purpose of me saying that, because I don't want nobody to think that competition means like you have some malice towards somebody that you just wants to. You just have aspirations of being the best.
Yeah.
Everybody has everybody, whether they want to admit it or not. has aspirations of being the best. You know what I'm saying? They do.
Yeah, they do.
That's a competitive thing inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Even if you just competed with yourself, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think, I guess for me, it was a film in Martha's Vineyard that was in the HBO competition. So in my mind, that film was competing with other films. I wanted my film to win. It didn't win. Right. I think it should have won. But that's another story. But to me, I
congratulated the person.
Yeah, because I loved his film.
Right.
But I never really thought about it. I guess I was able to detach myself from the film competition. Because it was a film competition, an HBO competition. But I was able to detach myself, and being that I'm not competing against him, my film is competing against his. I guess it's all semantics. But
it's so semantic, like you don't you don't go to a film festival like a basketball player, like
right,
but you gotta realize, like, yo,
like I wasn't sizing him up, like,
but you wasn't in the theater like this.
No, when I saw his film, I'm like, oh, that's a great film.
Yeah, but when your film was up, you was like, I'm killing this shit. Nah, I'm gonna win.
Yeah, of course you won it.
Right, that's your little sneaky competitiveness inside of you.
No, it's just that we all want the prize.
You want
it's not a competitive thing.
If you want the prize, that's competing.
Because we all feel like every rapper rhymes like they the best, and they say the best because that's just what it's supposed to be.
Because you know why? Because they think they're better than that.
But they're supposed to.
That's competition.
That ain't competition. That's loving what you do and
How's that not competing if you want to be better than the next person?
No, I'm saying not want to be better. I'm saying think you're better.
Think you're better.
Because all rappers say I'm the best.
Yeah.
Whether they think they are or not. Because everybody aspires to be the best.
Because they think, exactly, because they want
everybody aspires to be the best. It's not that they're trying to compete per se.
And I understand. I totally understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? But I just think, like,
you're a very competitive person. That's just it.
Not even
that's that Bronx shit.
No, I just don't think. I think. How can I put this? Like we're in a very sensitive time.
Okay.
Very sensitive. Like, nobody can't even have an opinion about something.
Right. Or some people can have too many fucking opinions.
Or you got.
It could be either or.
Or if I don't agree with your opinion, it's just like,
it's hate.
Damn, like, whoa, slow down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to learn that because some people put shit on Facebook, and I be like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say, like, we're very sensitive, so we stay away from certain. I think we shy away from certain words to make people feel comfortable. Not necessarily saying that's what you're doing, but like competition. Like, people hear competition.
That's just in my DNA. You know what I'm saying? I've always marched to the beat of my own drum, so I never really thought about myself in relation to somebody else and what they're doing.
I agree with you.
It's just never really been me. That's why the competition kind of word, I've never, like, literally, I know you like, I don't use that word.
You don't use it.
I don't use that word at all.
You don't use it.
I don't use it. Like when you said it, it was kind of, not that it's foreign, but it's like, I don't use that. I don't think in those terms. You know?
I just don't think it's a bad word.
I don't think it's a bad word.
Unless you're just, like I said, if you're competing just for total world domination, like, you just want to fucking annihilate your competition.
Right. I don't think it's a bad word either. It's just kind of a word that I kind of don't use, not because I'm uncomfortable, just because it's kind of like, I don't really use the word because my mind kind of works a little different. You know? I mean, this stuff is just kind of like God is leading me. I'm just following the instructions. So for me to think about somebody as competition is like, there ain't no competition. I'm doing what He has me to do. I'm going where He has me going. It's like,
and I respect.
And if I get it, if Larry get it, that's that's why I say it's like, what's for me is for me kind of thing, because it's like no competition can't veto God's power. If this is mine, it's mine. It don't matter what the competition is. For me, I think I've done that also as a defense tactic if I really look back, because we know how this creative space is. Mm-hmm. That sometimes can be a cancer to think in terms of competition, because sometimes we in seasons of lack.
Right.
And it ain't about your shit is whack. It's just that's just what it is. And if we roll with those peaks and valleys, like the valleys are kind of,
absolutely.
If we look at ourselves like we ain't worth shit because of those valleys, we're going to be mincemeat.
Right.
I couldn't be doing this 15 years if I was that into comparing to, because it's like sometimes I ain't winning. No, I'm just saying sometimes I ain't winning. So I have to kind of. That can't even be on my radar because you know what I'm saying.
But to me, competing and comparing is two different things. Like I never compare myself or
they're cousins.
Might be like not really, because comparing.
Because to me, competing next, the fourth position that people lean on is comparing. I mean, maybe not you, but what people can't help to do is when they competition, they kind of start comparing. They can't help it. I think it's human nature for some people to compete and then somewhat compare. You know.
I don't know. I think it's two different.
I'm weird like that.
Yeah, you're a weirdo, but
I take that.
But weirdo's good, especially in this space.
Yeah, I call it eccentric. I call it eccentric. I think people, because I'm, and we both wordsmiths.
Right.
I'm really into words. Some words I just don't like.
Right.
I don't like weirdo.
I
know that. But I think as writers, I think we wordsmith. We kind of words. I know it fucks with you when people use words and it's like I don't know about that. So because I like eccentric. And I like, and it's some words that kind of make me feel, because I think we're ultra sensitive to words because we write. How people use it and what word doesn't fit. This, so sometimes that shit fucks with me. I'm like, that's not the right word.
Like you know this already too. Like I'm kind of like a jokester. Like I'm joking around a lot. Like I tell a lot of my actor friends, they always laugh at me. I be like, yo. If you don't have nothing weird about you, I don't think you're a good actor. Like, cause every actor has something
that's just some tick or something.
Like you be like, what the fuck?
So,
all right, cool.
But it gets them to that great performance.
It gets them to that point. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends, a lot of my actor friends,
you can't be a straight button up arrow.
I can pinpoint. They be like, people come to me and say, so what's my weirdo point? I'll be like, oh, well, remember that time? They be like, oh yeah,
Right. And same for us. We, I'm I'm kind of like Michael Jackson in a sense because I'm a recluse. I could not be around motherfuckers.
Right.
I just love being alone.
Right.
If I could just write and paint,
I'll
be good. I don't need people.
That's your woman, right? That's your woman.
We ain't going there, son. I ain't married like you. Don't go there.
No, what I mean is like. You don't. That's your love. That's your love. That's how you express your love to to yourself or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like not saying you don't need it, but like you don't need affection to just keep from somebody else to keep you going because you know how to keep.
But I mean, we all do. We're human. I was disengaged.
Right.
I ain't engaged anymore. That's another story. We'll talk.
Off camera.
Yes, but we're human, especially creative. I think we kind of need that because it can be tough. Sometimes our armor is tough, and sometimes it's vulnerable.
They got chinks in it.
Right.
Like, I think, all right, so that's another subject. Like, with relationship wise, you have to make sure that the person that you're with understands that you have these quirks about you.
Right, especially as a creative, or else they're going to try to kill that shit.
And understand that this creative thing is not ever going to die.
Right, this is it. If you don't like it, you're going to not like it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I had a discussion with my wife. Before we got married, I said, listen, I'm never
I'm crazy.
Stop. I'm never going to stop. Like, it might even put me in a bind sometimes, but this is what
you ready. You ready for this?
Yeah, like what you said. This is what God has called me to do.
Right, you ready for this?
You know what I'm saying?
You can handle it.
She like that.
But the thing is, a lot of women and men, they say they can handle it with creatives, and they can't, because this shit is ain't no joke.
I can't front. My wife, she rolls with the punches, like on the fact of sorry dad and all my uncles. Spivey men are kind of like. We're hard, we talk about sensitive, like we get mad about a lot of shit, especially with our woman. And she's been rolling with the punches, and I got my creative shit. And there's been times where it's been hard, and she's like, listen, I know we put a plan together, we do this, and the plan has always allowed me to follow this because she says she sees the payoff. And that's what you got to do. You got to see somebody who sees the light at the end of the tunnel
right.
the same way you
right.
see it.
And that happens. That's rare.
It is rare.
You're a lucky man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I tell people, cheat for what? You bugging.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's real in these streets now, so.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You got to hold on to it.
I tell you, if you got somebody that's rocking with you, rock with them, man, because there ain't nothing out here, man. It's all fake. Sorry, that's my PSA. It's all fake, brother.